What is up? You are here with Samantha Brown, and today I wanted to share with you the 3 things that you absolutely need to know when you're trying to build a audience, when you're trying to build an audience, whether it's on Facebook, really, or any other social media platform or anything. It really, all of the strategy that I teach actually applies to everything. I just focus on Facebook for most businesses first because it's where most people are. So I want to make sure that you can hear me because I'm back on my phone and I haven't used my phone in a little while to do lives. I've been on my laptop doing Zoom webinars and things like that. So just let me know that you can hear me, that you can see me, and I'm just going to share this a little sneaky hack for you. If you do lives from your page, you can share them while you're live from your profile as well. You just need a second device. You need to find the actual post that you're doing a live stream from, and you can actually share from your page, like from your profile, so that you get all of those people that are watching on your profile onto your page as well, which is like a super ninja hack, but it's quite hard to do and to talk at the same time. So this is not a hack for the new people, for the people that haven't ever done it before, because otherwise you'll have no idea what you're doing. So what am I going to talk to you about today? Hi Colleen, thank you so much for watching. Hi, is it Shay or Che? Tell me how to pronounce your name. If you can find a way to type it in the phonetic way of saying it, then I will give you a shout out. Hello. Hi Martin, hi Tim, hi guys, hi Gary, thank you so much for joining. I'm just going to give a little shout out today for my 2 top fans on my page, who are Rosie and Edward. So thanks guys so much for like helping spread the word, because that's the most important thing, is to try and help each other and to grow your audience through doing good and giving value, which is kind of part of what I'm going to get onto. So what I'm going to do for you is I've got half an hour before I've got coaching with James Wedmore. If you don't know who James Wedmore is, he is a $10 million a year business coach, all online. He spends all afternoon surfing and then like works in the morning. He has got an amazing life, but he's built that. And anyway, so he's one of my coaches and I've got a coaching call with him in half an hour. So for you guys that are here with me live, if you have any questions about the stuff that I'm talking about or anything about building your audience on Facebook or any other social media platform, because as I just said, the things that I teach work on everything. The reason that I focus on Facebook is because there are 1.56 billion people using Facebook every single day. Nothing else comes close to that. I remember when I was doing a similar talk to a bunch of conservative party councillors, and they are completely what you would expect them to be. Old, I'm really sorry for saying this, white, middle class, and they were all like, oh, why should we do anything to try and get to our voters on Facebook? And I said, put your hands up if you're on Facebook. And of the 26 people in the room, 25 raised their hands. So everybody's on Facebook, and that's why I focus on Facebook. But the things that I teach, they actually work on all social media platforms, or just generally in terms of connecting with people and building an audience and building your tribe. So yeah, so Shay asks, what bot am I using on my Facebook page? If you mean my messenger thing, it's ManyChat. I've been using ManyChat for a long time. That's what I use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you the 3 things, and I'm going to go through Q&A. If I can, if it makes sense to do it as we go, I will. And if not, I will answer at the end. So one thing you'll know about me if you followed me for a while, and you might not know if you're brand new, is that I will give you real life advice for your actual business, for your thing, your question, whatever it is that you have. I am not somebody who will stand here and preach at you. I am not somebody who records a live video and then streams it and pretends it's live. I am actually here with you. So if you want to ask me a question and I will answer. I am very different to a lot of people when it comes to live video. I see a lot of people now recording video and then pretending it's live. And I see lots of questions, especially in marketing groups, of like, how can I do this? Don't do it. Is my advice to you. Be live, be there with people. And that leads me nicely into number 1. So the point number 1 that I wanted to get across to you about growing your audience on Facebook or any other social media platform is, okay, so the misconception that lots of people have is they think that Facebook is for their friends and things like LinkedIn are for business. But if you're trying to build your tribe, what you're actually trying to do is build your business, right? So if you're here to build your business, then let me know in the comments around the video. And if you're building your business, you're trying to get customers. And who are customers? Well, they're people. So really, when you're building your tribe, you have to remember that you're dealing with people, which means you need to form relationships, which means you actually need to have a connection with people. Now, the thing that lots of people forget when they're doing social media is they try and do that whole, I'm preaching at you, I'm just blasting out information at you, I'm doing social media content, but they're forgetting that they need to form relationships with people, which is basically one person to another person. So you've actually got to have conversations. Oh my gosh, what a revelation. If you are right now just posting content where it's literally you just preaching out, then I'm afraid you're not building relationships. You're not building a bond, because you know what it feels like to be on that other side. You know what it's like to see post after post after post telling you to do this, do that, do this, do that. And it's not asking you questions. It's not trying to help you specifically. It's just blasting stuff out. So absolutely, you guys are getting this. I'm seeing the comments where you are saying that you are getting this and having conversation and about people. Now, the interesting thing is lots of people then think, well, do I need to get into my direct messages or into my personal messages to have conversations? Well, you don't. So something that I teach that's a little bit different to lots of other people is that you can still have connections and have conversations with people on your posts. And if you have those connections on your posts and you have a conversation and someone asks you a question and you reply, I mean, you've spent all that time creating a post and someone takes the time to answer you, you better reply. And so when you're replying for that person, bear in mind that everybody else is reading that too. So when you are replying, make sure it makes sense that if it was not just for that person, but for all people. And so sometimes I'll reply with things and say, I know you already know this, but other people might not. And so when people are reading your post and they're reading the comments and they're really getting in there, then you are rewarding them for reading the comments and engaging, and you're teaching them and you're having conversations and building relationships without having to spend all your time in your direct messages. And this is a very different tactic, I know, to some big people. So, for example, Jasmine Star, huge, amazing, gorgeous. I have her social. I've just signed up to her social curator thing, amazing, which is just images that she sends to people. And she teaches a lot about getting into direct messages. But honestly, if you actually already have a business, which I think if you're following me, you probably do. Most people that follow me, you guys already have a business. You're already making some money, hopefully making a lot of money, and you want to start scaling it up. Now, you do not have time to spend in direct messages all the time having one-on-one conversations, but you absolutely can have a one-to-many conversation. So also, when somebody then gets in your direct messages, take that question out and make it into a post so that everybody can see the answer, and then tell that person in your direct messages that you answered it in a post, and then give them a shout out in the post, because you're going to make them feel amazing. And so if you start making your tribe and the people that become your tribe, make them feel special, they are going to love you for it. So make sure you are remembering first and foremost that you're dealing with people, and try and make it as visual to everybody as possible. So let me know in the comments if that makes sense to you, and if that's something you've been doing already, or have you not been doing that? How at the moment are you creating your content? Are you just blasting it out? Are you being a bit generic? Are you being a bit samey, a bit like everybody else? Or are you actually trying to start conversations with people, which isn't as always as easy as as it sounds, but you can absolutely do it if you remember what you're doing. Okay, so number 2. 3 secrets. Where have I learned this from? Number 2. So loads of people. Every time I have an opportunity to ask somebody a question, what's their number one question? What's the number one struggle they have with social media? And I ask this as a question when people come to my groups, if they sign up to my webinars, if they join my mailing list. I'm like, what's your number one question? One of, if not the biggest thing I get asked is, I don't have any time. I don't know how I'm going to squeeze in more marketing or more, trying to squeeze in more doing social media. Hey, Jim, thanks so much for joining. Jim is amazing. Go and get Funnel Scripts. That's Jim's product. I have it. I have a special bonus. Anyway, so people tell me they don't have enough time to do social media, to do marketing on social media, to Jim especially has this, he's got a big group, and trying to find ways of producing more content is one of those questions that people worry about. Now I've given you you need to go and create conversations with people and make it all public. Hopefully you will start to see that you have a little bit more time than you think about it. But instead of trying to come up with new content, what I want you to do instead is look at it in a different way and say, all of the things that I'm already doing on Facebook or on other social media platforms are available, all of those things that I'm already doing, is there a way that I can make all of those things into the first step of my funnel? Now, if you don't know what a funnel is, literally think of like a funnel like you had in chemistry class, or when you're sifting flour, you've got a funnel and it takes lots of stuff and like funnels it down into narrow stuff. Okay, so think about the fact that you are commenting everywhere, you're in groups, you're posting, you're replying to things, you're doing all the good stuff. What if every time you did that, it became a way to get somebody into your funnel? Now, you absolutely can do this with what I call the Facebook profile funnel. And so what you do is you turn your Facebook profile into the beginning of a funnel, and you get people from your profile to your page, to your group, or into your lead magnet, or whatever it is, as quickly as possible. But the only way to do this is to actually create a funnel, which means you need to start having funnel mind and thinking about the fact that you only have one link from your profile to your page. You have one link from your page to your lead magnet or into your group. And it needs to be that first free thing that you offer people, because you might want to sell your course right now, but unless you're right in launch phase, generally you want to be building your audience, you want to be building your tribe, right? This is why you're here. So you want to have one link. You want to have people going from your profile to your page to your free thing as quickly as possible. Because haven't you done it? I know you have. When you are in a group and someone says something really interesting and you click on their face and you go and have a little stalk around them. And what's really funny is I'm in a group. I've just found this woman who does a similar thing to me. She helps people grow their Facebook pages, but she's a bit different to me in how she teaches. And she seems really lovely, and like her tribe love her. She's great. And someone was in there and she basically asked people to post their page. And somebody was in there and they wrote the name of the page, but they didn't do a link. So I went to that person's profile to go and have a look at them. And I could not find their page. Like, I was on the person's profile and I couldn't get to her page. And like, what do we all do when we can't find what we want in literally one click? We go off, we go elsewhere. So if you are getting people to look at your profile, how about you get them to go to your page? Once they're on your page, they've been pixeled automatically. So if you wanted to run ads, you could, but you also start to get insights about your audience. So you might think that your audience is one person, but actually there's somebody else. You do not know that information unless you get people to your page. So you have to set up the Facebook profile funnel and get people from your profile to your page as quickly as possible. Tim says he hasn't heard that before. It is absolutely gold. And like, that's why, like, one of my signature pieces is basically how you can turn every single thing you say already, all the stuff you're already doing, how you can turn every single comment into the first step of your funnel. So you need to get that set up. So we've done two things. We've figured out that we're talking to people, and then we've worked out that we don't really need to spend any extra time, but as long as we have a funnel on Facebook set up. So what's the third thing? So the other thing that people say to me all the time is, Sam, I don't know what to say. Sam, why don't you have your way of just spouting information that comes out from your mouth all of the time? And so I understand that some people struggle to come up with things to say. Now, there are various ways you can come up with content, and you probably already know a load of them. You could go and do some research on Google. You could have something like Funnel Scripts, and Funnel Scripts actually comes up with ideas of things to say for you. You could go and have a look in groups to find out what other people are talking about. But the easiest way to do this is to change your thinking about what you're putting on Facebook. And okay, it's not your fault that you kind of have been doing Facebook the wrong way. When Facebook was first set up, which was, I don't know, like 11, 12 years ago or something now. That's like how far back my reminders are coming. When Facebook was first set up, it was blah, 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 blah. When Facebook was first set up, it was set up for people who were in a college. And so what happened was you got college students talking to each other, and then it expanded out into people who were like co-workers, and then it became your friends and your family. And it's only like really in internet years, it's forever, but it's only a few years ago that you started being able to have pages. So Facebook recognized that profiles and pages were separate things that people wanted to be able to market on Facebook. And so we've been conditioned to thinking about Facebook in the friends and family way. But if you instead go, okay, well, who am I? Like, if you think about who you are a business owner. And when you go to dinner parties, or you go into cocktail parties, or you go to, even I've had this when I go to school events and there's sports day, and people ask you, what's the first question they ask you? Hit me up in the comments and tell me what's the first question that people ask you, or you ask somebody else when you first meet them. Let me know. Do you think anything? Do you ever ask people like a question when you first meet them? I'm going to give you like 2 seconds to do this, otherwise I'm just going to say it. Okay, so people say, what do you do? So a big part of your entire... Yes, there we go, Gary's got it. Well, the big part of who you are is, what do you do? You are a business owner. You have a business. Most people who watch me, they are business owners. So if you're not, you probably don't want to be watching this. But anyway, so what do you do? And so you are a business owner, and therefore your business is a very, very, very big part of you. Okay, so it's okay to start sharing about your business, because you do naturally do this with people in real life when you go to dinner parties. So why wouldn't you do that on your Facebook profile? Because it's just like when someone first meets you, you know, we're talking to people, we've established this, when people meet us for the first time and they're thinking in their head, what do you do? So you can share that information on your Facebook profile. And the way that I like to look at this, and the way that it helps you kind of turn your mindset around when it comes to what do I share on Facebook, is you share your business lifestyle, which means you share all of your business stuff and your lifestyle stuff. Because interestingly, people follow us because they might want to do what we're doing. They might want to have the life that we're living. I shared this with one of my students recently, and I said, you know, Rosie, you get to go to the zoo with your children, you know, because you have a business where you're flexible. So if they aren't at school, you get to go to wherever with them. And she's like, oh, I didn't even think about that, because she's got that kind of business set up. And so for people in her audience who are trying to start their own freedom-based businesses, in terms of like doing social media and stuff like that, then the fact that Rosie can go to the zoo with her children is a huge, huge thing, because they can't. They're stuck in their 9-to-5s. Do you know how many people hate their jobs? And so all of the stuff that you can do from the very fact that you have your own business is interesting to other people. If it's the kind of thing that you talk about when you're having a one-to-one conversation with someone, if it's the kind of thing that when you're having a coffee chat with somebody, like I mean an actual friend, and you talk about it, then you can share that on Facebook. So you have to think about it being your business lifestyle when you're talking about your content on your profile. Now, when you get to your page, you might want to be a bit more business focused. Now, I tend to look at my page, and my profile is exactly the same thing. There is no difference for me on my page and my profile, but my profile, I do all my videos from my page, as you can tell right now. There is a very good reason for that. You can't retarget people from your profile, but you can from your page. And so all the people that are doing their videos from their profile at the moment are missing out on the opportunity to retarget people. They know nothing about their audience. They can't, if it's an amazing video that does really well, they can't then boost that. They can't do anything with it. They can't share it on other pages. They can't use it all across the place. They're literally stuck with it on their profile, and then like it's gone. Whereas if it's on your page, you can do all this extra stuff with it. So that's the only difference I have between my profile and my page, is the fact that I will only ever do videos from my page, unless I forget. Occasionally I have forgotten, which is annoying. But anyway, so we've talked about the fact that you're making relationships with people. We have talked about the fact that you don't need to spend any extra time if you've got your Facebook profile funnel set up, so that all the stuff that you are doing on Facebook, people are coming through to where you want them to go, which is your page and into your free thing, whether it's a group or your lead magnet. And then we've talked about the fact that you can just share your journey. You don't have to think up loads of really in-depth, massive blog posts. You don't have to do search engine optimization like you do on blogs or like you do on YouTube. You can literally just share all of the stuff that you're doing. Share your journey, share what you're learning, share who you're meeting, share what you've learned today, share the mistakes that you made, and then how you got over them, because all of those kinds of things are going to be really, really interesting to your audience. And what they're also going to do is they're going to introduce people to your personality. And then when people become your customers, they're less likely to refund. They're going to want to buy everything that you sell, and they're just going to love you, which means they're going to share your content even more, and you're going to love them because they're the right kind of people for you. Something really, really interesting I've learned recently. I've been doing some work with a subconscious transformation coach, and one of the things that he teaches is, and if you actually look into physics, this works. Okay, so basically, when they do experiments on particles moving around, when you observe the experiments, like the fact that you're observing the experiment changes the experiment, and so if you deduce from that the fact that when some energy is near other energy, this energy has an effect on this energy. And so if you think about that in terms of people, you know, when you walk into a room and like some people you vibe with and some people you don't. And so if you're attracting your people into your audience and you're not doing bots and you're not hacking it and you're not paying for subscribers and things, if you bring in the people that you naturally vibe with into your audience, then they're going to love you, you're going to love them, and it's just going to be a better experience. Less people are going to refund, people are going to just tell you the things that they want, they're going to be okay when you make mistakes because you're human and all that kind of stuff. And so you just want to bring in the right kind of people to your audience. Tim's telling me I'm frozen and I have just lost a load of viewers, although I've got some still on. So let me know if I'm still here. I did just flash up with poor connection, although it's back. Yes, awesome. Okay, we are back. So Colleen, I'm going to go through some questions. Okay, so I told you the 3 things, and my purpose for doing that is because people keep asking me all these questions and I'd rather just get it out there and let you know. Now, you probably know that I have a challenge called the Double Your Tribe Challenge, which is all about how to do this stuff with some hand holding. So Hugh says Facebook can't handle the energy. No, definitely not. And I'm high energy. And if you imagine what I'm like here, can you imagine if you're one of my students and you get me boosting you up all the time? Imagine if you were having what inevitably happens to all entrepreneurs, which is you have a dip, you have a down day, you feel rubbish, and then you get to come on a live with me and you come to go on coaching calls with me. I mean, like, how amazing would that be? So you probably know I have my Double Your Tribe challenge, and so I'm doing something a little bit special for today only, and I'm going to give it away for free. What? What's okay, so I'm doing some Facebook ads basic training for my students, for my members. So I've got a monthly membership program, but you can't just directly join that. You have to either come on one of my webinars or you have to go through my challenge. But for those guys, I'm doing a Facebook ads basic training because I was going to do it for one of so like someone in my my staff to show them how to do Facebook ads, and then I thought, wouldn't it be more fun with more people? So anyway, so I'm doing this Facebook ads basic training on Thursday. If you can't join live, then you always get the recording. It's forever. I've asked questions beforehand so people are getting their questions answered. And because it's me, you get your specific industry niche questions answered. So what I'm going to do is if you join my Facebook ads training, I'm going to give you my Double Your Tribe challenge for completely free. Now, I've never done this. I've never discounted. I will never discount my challenge. It's probably going to be the last challenge I run fully live because I've got some ways that I can make things a bit more less, so it's less automated for me. Oh, sorry, less like involved for me, a little bit more automated. People still get the value, but otherwise what I'm going to do is double the price. So I kind of thought, which one should I do? So I'm going to try having less live coaching from me, more recorded with some live coaching in the future. But this time, if you join this time, you still get me live. And so I wanted to find a way to get as many people in as possible for the last one because it's so much more fun when you have more people, because it's not just, and you've noticed this when you've joined courses or you've been part of groups, it's not just getting the knowledge from the person who's teaching the course. A lot of the time, the mastermind effect comes in. And so when you have lots of people in a group and you ask a question, you get lots of different viewpoints, which is really great. And I love that. I am not the kind of coach that just wants you to listen to my voice all the time. I want people to actually have conversations together. And if you've ever tried to grow a Facebook group, you know that it is so hard to get people talking. And so when people do come together, then it's an amazing, beautiful thing. So all you have to do is just hit me up in the comments here or send me a personal message. This time I will allow you to send me a personal message. And I'm going to go back through the questions. I'm going to shoot back up to the top and go through the questions and just see what we've answered. Now, I know some people aren't going to be here anymore, so what I'm going to do is if you've asked a question and you're not here right now because we lost connection, then I will drop you, I'll tag you so that you can come back in afterwards. But obviously I can't tag you right now, so you're not going to be able to hear it. But I'll tag you back in. So we've got lots and lots of hellos from Hugh, Dan, Aaron, Tim, Paul, Giuseppe, Robin, Lawrence, Sarge, James, who else is on with us? Anna, Claire. Hi guys. Hello everybody. I've said hi to a few people already. Okay, so Robin asked, how can we reuse content across Facebook and LinkedIn effectively? Okay, so again, something I teach, like I go deep in my challenge, is how to repurpose your content. And there are some tools that I can suggest that will help you literally just take your content from wherever you are and repurpose it across other places. Other ways you can do it is you can literally just copy your content across, especially with LinkedIn, because there are so few people on LinkedIn compared to Facebook. Like LinkedIn's got 600 million users in total. Like that's not even like active users, that's just users that have ever created an account. Whereas Facebook's got 1.56 billion daily users. So you could take the content that you're putting on Facebook and put it onto LinkedIn. And to be honest, I don't think anyone's going to notice. I would adapt the content for most different platforms. So I think LinkedIn's definitely got a more boring I'm going to say that, aren't I? More boring. Like, you probably couldn't be as outrageous on LinkedIn as you could be on Facebook. People find me a bit high energy on LinkedIn and not so much on Facebook. So, but on Instagram, you want to have beautiful pictures and lots of, you need to actually think about what hashtags you want to use, where you want to rank for and all that kind of thing. You can definitely, because I do this, take your Facebook videos and put them onto IGTV and then put them onto LinkedIn. Now, bear in mind, you've got a 10-minute limit. So if your videos are longer, like mine are, then you need to shrink them down. But absolutely, just take the stuff that you've got and put it elsewhere. You are not at the moment, like I don't care who you are that's watching me right now, I don't think you're at the point where you're exhausting your audience. Think about Grant Cardone and how much content he puts out, and people still stay on his list, okay? That is where you're at the point of you probably need to be like changing things up across different platforms. But I promise you right now, you could post the same thing across every single platform and no one's going to notice, because people aren't watching you everywhere. People that like LinkedIn, people that like Facebook, people like YouTube, you like YouTube. So it's actually quite hard to get someone across, like the same person across every platform. So just take the content, put it out there. Some content's better than no content, so just start there. Don't let this be an excuse to not get started. Tim said about the Facebook profile funnel being amazing. Thank you so much. Shay says, great idea. Anna says she needs to sort her pixel thing. You're absolutely going to do that because Anna is one of my customers. And so Anna gets to, she's in my membership program, and Anna gets to come on the Facebook ads training that I'm doing for as part of her membership, so she gets to do it for free. Other people have paid, but like a fraction of the cost of what most, any Facebook ads training I've ever seen, because it's just $200. Did I tell you it's just $200? If you're in the UK, that's like £160. I can even send you a PayPal link in pounds if you're in the UK, rather than you having to pay massive fees on your card. So just let me know. Robin asked who is the go-to person on setting up a funnel. Here I am. I'm here for you. So come and join the challenge, and we will go through in detail, in depth, holding your hand, so you can absolutely like have it done before the end of the challenge. We will go through how to set up your challenge. So Robin, you definitely need to come and join that. And I also give you some templates to actually do lead magnets as well. So if you haven't got a lead magnet, or you've got one that's not working, I've got some templates in there. Mine are converting at like plus 40% in terms of actual conversion from a cold person coming in and actually giving me their email. And I'm getting emails for less than 30p or 30 cents, depending on where the world you are, who are coming in. Now, obviously, bear in mind, that's me, that's my lead magnet. But you can absolutely be getting people into your lead magnet easily. And I'm going to give you the template to do that if you come and join the challenge. Tim says, my energy is awesome. Am I coming to Tribe Live in August? Yes, I am. So I will be going over to Toronto to go and join Stu McLaren. Who else is going? I think Jasmine Starr's going, and Amy Porterfield, and like loads of really amazing people, because they're all friends. And so I'm going across there in August, which is going to be absolutely amazing. So I cannot wait to meet you there, Tim, when we meet. Hi, Beth. Thank you so much. People answering my question. Right, where are we up to? Tim says quantum physics is wonky. It's nuts. Like, it's crazy. I remember learning about like reading about string theory and stuff when I was at uni. Because did you know I applied and I got interviewed for physics at Oxford University? But anyway, that was when I was boring. Colleen asks, do I share my Facebook Lives from your page to my personal page ever in an effort to get more people to check out your business page? Colleen, yes, I do. And yes, I did when I first started. So as in like this live here right now. So what I do is I have a second device ready to go on my Facebook page. I scroll down to where the post is for the live. And here it is. And I share it from there. Now, it's hard to do while talking and keeping up the engagement. Like you can see here, we've still got lots of people on live, but it can be really hard to do that. So practice. Don't just sit there and look down and not say anything, because people get really bored and then they switch off. So yes, you absolutely can share your Facebook Lives from your page through your profile to get more people in. And then also you're pixeling them. Ah! Oh, it's just so amazing. So let's go through here. Hi, Sanjeev. Hi, Rupert. Hello. Haven't seen you in a while. Will you link your challenge? Or shall I wait to be retargeted? What I will do for you right now, as you've asked, is I'm going to put it up here. I'm going to put it as a comment. I'm going to pin it. Did you know you can pin? This is another great thing about doing videos from your page, is that you can pin comments. I don't know how to pin comments if you are not if you're on your profile. So that's a really awesome thing. So let's just make sure that that is pinned. There we go. Yes, it has. Cool. Okay. So where are we going to? Yes, we've answered that question. Robin said that thing that's so not true. My target audience is more on LinkedIn. Okay. I can guarantee you. And like, if they're not, if you come and I'll give you this one, right? If you come and do my challenge and it turns out that all those people you were targeting on LinkedIn aren't on Facebook, I will give you your money back from the challenge. Because I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, because it's statistically impossible otherwise, I know that almost everybody that's on LinkedIn is actually on Facebook, because there are 1.56 billion daily users of Facebook. And there are only 600 million people who've ever registered for LinkedIn. And most of those people, even if you went with, like, even if you said half of them use their account, which most people don't, if you went with half of that, that's 300 million people are using their account versus 1.56 billion. So everybody is on Facebook. You just don't know where they are, or you just don't know how to target them at the moment. But I can show you how, because they're there. We just need to get to them. They're just not where you think they are. So your audience is on Facebook. I promise you that's true. If anyone ever manages to defeat me in this, then I'll be happy, because there's always got to be an exception. But nobody's managed to prove it yet. So Hugh says he's under the impression that LinkedIn is casual and Facebook is personality. I find LinkedIn really stuffy. People are being a bit like when you go to breakfast networking meetings and they're like, oh yeah, I do this and I'm amazing, and oh, so let me tell you my thing and I'm going to try and sell you. That's what I find LinkedIn like. Like the moment you join, everybody's in your inbox saying the same thing that they say to everybody else. Nobody really engages. It's not quite the same. But I'm saying this from like an entrepreneurial point of view. So I'm an entrepreneur. I have my own business. I'm a marketer. And so kind of maybe I get it in a different way. Whereas if you are a member of staff working for a big organization, or if you're a recruiter, like everybody goes on to Facebook to be recruited, don't they? And so recruitment agencies find it really amazing. But if you don't want to be a recruiter and you've got your own business, come to Facebook. It's where everybody is. And I don't know if you've noticed, more of the bigger brands are now advertising on Facebook. And I'm talking like Versace and like high end. And you might not have seen them. I mean this in the nicest way possible. You might not have seen them because you might not be in their target audience. Like you might not have clicked on their ads or something, or clicked on their website. But a lot of the really high-end fashion designers are now advertising on Facebook. So the big brands, the big companies, they're getting in knowing that Facebook is the place to come and play and to build their audience. So Robin says we should talk. Yes, you should. And Tim says, I just spilled the tea. Absolutely. Did Stu announce those special guests? Wow, great lineup. Definitely Amy. I know he's mentioned Amy Porterfield, and I think Jasmine Starr's coming. I think she's been before. But like Amy, definitely. She's great. I've seen her in person to like a 40-person room before, and she was wonderful. So Cal says you should come and join us at the Canary Wharf PPN. So for people that don't know, so Cal runs a property networking. See, this is the thing, I really know my audience. I get to know them. I try and get to know them to make them feel special, but also because I genuinely care about people. It makes a difference. So Cal runs a property networking group in Canary Wharf, which is like one of the most expensive areas in London. I used to work there. It's where all of the banks are. It's beautiful. They've got some amazing underground shopping. Cal, if you haven't been shopping, I know you have, but the shopping underground is amazing. But do I want to run the mastermind marketing table? You know what, Cal? If you want me to come and run your mastermind table, because of the level of people that I know will go to Canary Wharf, because they are all very let's call them high rollers. If you want me to come and run the mastermind table for Canary Wharf, then I think I would. So just send me a message. Robin says, I was, not until 2 years ago. And Tristan says, did you know you can use your own domain for branded links as forwarder to reinforce your brand too? Happy to share in PM. You mean short links? Yeah, I like the tracking that Bitly gives me. I don't want to pay to get my own link on Bitly. I'm happy to use the free one for that, because most of the time I don't use a short link. I use my Samantha Brand Life to do most of my things. Tim says, and many of the LinkedIn profiles are managed by others who work for them. Yes, totally true. Like, less so on Facebook. It's actually the people. And the same on Instagram. And Instagram and Facebook are obviously owned by the same people. And so there's a lot of commonality there. But when you go to LinkedIn, and I'm going to tell you this, will he tell me off for telling you? Probably not. So there's a guy who runs a big social media agency called Mark Wright, who won The Apprentice. I think he won The Apprentice a few years back. And The Apprentice, if you're in America, you've got Donald Trump and we've got Alan Sugar. I think we started it first. I hope that's true. But anyway, so Mark won a few years ago. He's got a big social media company, and obviously he's backed by Alan or Sir Alan. And so what Mark does is, one of his members of staff will send messages to people from Mark's account. So he'll be in Mark's account and send messages and say, hey, it'd be great to have a chat. Let's have like coffee or something. And then he'll come back and say, oh, I'm really sorry, I can't actually do that time, but my colleague so-and-so can. And so this other person, this member of staff, is setting up meetings, like, because everybody wants to meet the Apprentice winner. And then it's the other member of staff. He's really great. He's great. Like, he's really nice, the person that actually ends up going. But like, it's so true. Like, the whole LinkedIn thing, it's not even necessarily the person. And I know this happens elsewhere. I sent a message to Jasmine Starr the other day because there's on something I was trying to click on wasn't working. I knew she wouldn't answer, but I sent it to her direct messages on Instagram because that's what she asked people to do if they ever had questions. And somebody else answers. So, like, it happens, but it's like whether or not you're being authentic in the way that it happens. So cool. Tim says it definitely started there first. You live 15 hours in the future. Yes, I do. That's true. I always think that with so it's evening time here in the UK. So it's just gone 9 o'clock. I'm late for my coaching call, so I'm going to shoot off in a minute. But for a lot of, like, especially my students and my customers who are in my membership group, who are in America, basically, like, if I do something at the end of the day, they get to wake up to the training. And so I do a lot of the training at the end of the day in the UK, which does work out for people in the UK too, because then, if you've done your work, your work day, then you get to come and do some, like, fun stuff in the evening. But if you're in America, then you just get to do it during the day, and you get to, like, have me all day long. Tim says, just 5 hours, thought I was. No, I'm British, I'm afraid. But I'm not afraid. I really like being British. Not from Australia or New Zealand or various other places that people sometimes think I'm from, because I talk so fast, perhaps. I don't know. Okay, guys. Right, I'm going to shoot off because I've got to go and see James' webinar. Make sure you subscribe to this. Make sure you check out the challenge. It's in the pinned comment, which is around this video. If you're watching on mobile, it's down there. If you're watching on desktop, it's over there somewhere. I hope you've had as much fun as I have. I've really enjoyed coming back on with you guys and actually doing a bit of a Q&A because I miss doing Q&As. I love this. And if you can get to the point where you're doing live video and you feel the excitement of communicating with your tribe and they are getting real value and you're giving real value, then your tribe will grow. There is like no doubt in my mind that your tribe will grow if you can form real connections with real people, just sharing who you are. You don't have to become someone else. You just have to be you. Like, at the end of the day, remember, like, do you have friends? Feel free to pop in the comments if you've got a friend. If you have a single friend, do you have friends? And if so, people like you, and therefore other people in the world will like you. They just haven't met you yet. So share your personality, be true to you, give value. Even if you don't join my challenge, it's okay. We're going to have an amazing time. You have so much free content that I give out in my lives. Tim says, great, first time in your live. Look forward to meeting the real tribe. There is so much content that I put out that you could go and learn like tons from my free content. I'd love to have you in my challenge. But if not, just go and have some fun and go and give value to your people. Remember their people and have an amazing day. See you soon. Bye.